here we are. Thatcher, if you're seeing this, you have found the video. Okay, we will be on page 32 and 33. And we're doing 1-2 as we talked about. Really nothing in 1-1 you can't figure out here. I passed out place value sheets to everybody. They were a little easier and lighter to read than this, but basically they look like this. This is the one I had. I'm like, you can't even read this. So that's why I made that new one for you. It's easier to read. But anyway, this just corresponds to the same chart that we more or less are seeing up here. We're not dealing with decimals at the moment. We will deal with them, I believe, on Monday, once we get to this lesson, 1-4, mainly saying this for Thatcher and the video's purposes. So our focus is going to be in this area right here, these 4 place value columns. There are 2 things that we are doing, getting used to the place values, naming them, and then being able to convert between the 2 forms, standard form, word form. Briefly, what are those 2 forms? So, standard form. Okay, standard form, I'm just going to say normal number. I'll show you. So, 58. Just pick up a number. If I said, oh, sorry, you can't see that. Standard form, normal number. If I said 58, and I said, write 58 in standard form. Well, you would just write 58, right? That's in standard form. That's how we're most familiar with seeing numbers in standard form. Okay? So all these numbers here, these are all in standard form right here. These numbers here. Word form. Write number out in words. So keeping 58 here, if I wrote 58 in word form, I would write 58, word form, using words. All these examples you see right here are numbers written in word form. So we'll cover expanded form tomorrow, the 3rd form. Need to dive into that today, but that is the 3rd form, expanded form. All of these forms have a purpose and place. For now, again, we're just practicing saying stuff and getting used to it. So let's look at page 32. I'm looking at these problems down here, 1 through 12. You see them? And directions, we have 2 things they're asking us to do. 1, it says write the place of the underlying digit. And then 2, it says write its value. So number 1 here, I'm going to write it out here. 5476 807 139. And a couple things to point out here. The commas. The commas are there to, again, separate the place families from each other. I think most people, I would hope 5th graders, know a 3-digit number, the 1s, the 10s, the 100s, right? Yes, sir?
Should we write down the question?
We'll look at, you can write this one down just like this. Yeah.
Just as kind of an example of how do we do a question like that?
Right, yep. So, once we get past that 1s column, 1s, 10s, 100s, well then everything is more or less the same forever and ever. What place value is this here? What comes after the 1s column?
We know hundreds.
Right, but this whole family, the 1s, 10s, 100s is what? Am I talking about here? I'm talking about the thousands, right? The thousands family, right? Right, it's next to the, so the 1,000, the 10,000, the 100,000. What comes after the thousands? What family? Millions. And again, notice how it repeats, 1 millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. And then of course after that we got our big B, the 1 billions, the 10 billions, the 100 billions. So these names basically just repeat themselves forever. And of course, it goes beyond billions. We got trillions, quintillions, septillions, on and on it goes here. So, but there's still ones, tens, hundreds. So these commas are used to separate. It makes naming and reading these numbers a lot easier with commas. It's not impossible without commas, and you guys will be writing things in standard form. So I guess if you forget the commas, then old Mr. M will be counting them all out there and making sure there's the right number of everything and make my life a little more challenging. But that's okay, that's okay. That's why they pay me large volumes of cash to be here, so that's okay, no problem. So two things, write the place value of the underlying digit. Looks like the 5 is underlined. Would we agree with that? So my question to you would be, what place value is this 5 sitting in? And how do you know? So any of these digits here, you can go back to your sheet, and again, yours is certainly a little easier to read than mine. I get it. So, but I know this is the ones, I know this is the tens, I know this is the hundreds, right? What's this right here? The 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s. There's the 1 millions, the 10 millions, the 100 millions. So this 5, it says, what's the place value of that 5? Where is it?
1 billion.
In the 1 billions. So you could either write 1 billions, or you can just write billions. It's fine. Now for the 10 billions or the 100 billions, I must write 10 billion, 100 billion. But for the ones, some people just say the billions, other people say the 1 billions. They are one and the same. So either one of these is fine for this situation here. Now, it's in the billions column. How many billions do I have?
1, 5.
I have 5 billions. How do I write that out? How do I write 5 billions? A 5 with how many zeros?
4. 5.
4 zeros, that looks like 5,000. 9 zeros, there's 5 million.
11.
And there is 5 billion. So for these here, they're asking you to do two things. One, you need to find the place value. You can use this sheet here. You can just merely count off. Like if I go to number 2, ones, 10, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. 9 is in the 100 millions column. So I would write for number 2, 100 millions, right? There we go, number 2, what's my answer? 100 millions. How many 100 millions do I have? 9? Yes? So then I need to write the number 900 million. 900 million. And you need to do both parts here.
You only need to write the first question down.
Huh? For number 1, if you want to write out 2, that's fine. Is that what you're saying?
I don't really want to write out 2.
Yeah, this is a tedious lesson. So get in the habit of writing out the problems.
So, probably should.
Yes, get in the habit. Truth be told, 5th grade, the value of it's a little, what you're not going to understand or see the value of it. By the time you get to 7th and 8th grade, though, the problems are going to get much more complex, much more lengthy, many more steps to solve. You must be able to write out and kind of chunk the problem in bits and waves to solve. So I am going to be working with you guys on this here. It's developing a skill that you will need down the road here. In 5th grade, it's a little questionable, but if you can start getting that habit down now, when the difficulty spikes, you're going to be very prepared for how to set this up here. I don't want you to rate a bunch of these. I'll give each of you one to do here. So ready for it? Now it's your turn to talk here. So I'll even give you a moment to ponder it out here. All right? So that way I don't need to attach your stuff. So here we go. Don't need your answer right now, but ponder. You know the 2 things I'm looking for, right? Kana, number 3. Charlotte, number 6. Emma, number 9. Dominic, number 12. Don't need to write them out. Let's just verbally share our answers here for this part. Take you far longer to write that all out than just tell me what the answer is, right?
Can we write it out
If you want. We got plenty more writing in store today, though, so I don't want you to burn your wrist out already here, where you're sending me off to the hospital or something. My wrist. It's so. I wrote too much. Alright. So, okay, anybody ready of the four of you? All still pondering your answer to your question? Okay. When you're ready, let me know what you got. I don't necessarily need you to write its value, but what I really want to hear from you is what place value is underlined in your number. That's what I want to know here.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So should I just do mine?
Sure. Tom, what do you got there? That zero is in the
Well, that would be in the thousands.
thousands column is correct.
And its value is 0.
Yep. So you would write 0,000.
Yeah. I'm only gonna write down 2 of them.
You will see this type of question again on your quiz and test. If you, for whatever reason, omit part of it, you will lose some points. So I don't know what it is. This question right here tends to stump the 50. They give me one or the other. They forget to.
Definitely should write down all of these.
No, we've written down enough here.
Only written down 2.
We're not doing we're not going to sit there and do every problem 1 through 30. I kind of move
Yeah,
around
it's
here.
okay if I just have 1 and 2 done.
We'll do a few more. You seem good. I want to hear from these three and see how they're feeling about it here. If
Okay,
we're
so
struggling, then we may look at a couple more. If we're not, then we're going to move over here and do the next thing we got to do. Kina, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Your zero, where is it?
10 million.
10 millions column is correct. Good work, Kina.
And its value is 0.
It's also, yep. All right. Charlotte, Emma,
The 10,000.
which one do you got?
Number 6.
The 3?
Yeah. For the 30,000.
Not thousands. Thousands is all the way over here. This first zero is the ones, and next to the ones is the tens column. So this is tens. Basically, it's saying I have 3 tens, which we also know is the same thing as 30. Right? So this one, the answer is tens. Good. Emma,
The hundreds.
hundreds is right there.
The
The
ones.
ones, right. That is the ones column there. Okay. And take a practice. All right, let's look at the next page, page 33. So now we're going to start converting between the two forms. Basically, the first part here, we have word form. Let's make it standard form. And then the last part of our exercise today, here it's standard form. Let's write it in word form. Okay, we're going to just go between the two. So number 13, we'll write this out here. I don't want to write too many of these, but this is in word form. It says 3,540,037. I want to emphasize that as we're going through this and I'm checking these things, you'll have to do this quiz test, write this stuff out here. This is not spelling class, okay? There is no penalty for misspelling stuff in math class. It's not what I'm grading you on. If it was Mrs. Langland's room, well, that's a whole different story. But obviously, some things I need to see. I mean, if it's 3 billion, I need an M there, not a B. That would be a problem for me. But, if you misspell 1,000 or million, I can live with that. Do your best, but I just don't want you to feel like if you suck at spelling or something that you're going to lose points because you didn't spell the word right. So a couple ways you can go about doing this. I mean, if you're up and up on all this stuff, you can probably identify it's a 7-digit value and put it together there. If you struggle with this a little bit, what I would suggest is I work backwards then. So what I have just drawn here is my ones column. This is the ones, the tens, the hundreds column, right? And I see the number 37 right here, right? So in the number 37, how many hundreds are there?
None.
There's not any in the number 37, is there? How many tens are there? 3. And how many ones are there? 7. So there's that part of it. Now, again, I'm going to work backwards. Now I'm going over here. What family am I working with now?
The 1,000.
Okay. And let's see here. 540,000. So what do you think I should write in these 3 lines here?
5, 4.
Yeah. Because if I said the number was 540,037, this is 540,037. Would you agree with that? Now I'm going to put another comma again. Now what place value am I looking at?
Million.
Millions. Okay. And how many millions do I got?
3.
Where should I put the 3? In spot 1, spot 2, or spot 3? Spot 1? If I put there, what should I put in these 2 spots?
Zeros. 3.
What number is that?
300.
300 million. 540,037.
Spot 3.
So where should my 3 go? Which
Spot 3.
box? 3. In a sense, I don't need to put zeros here. There's just nothing there because if I wrote this number out here, this is it. 3 million. And you don't have to do it this way. What I need to see, though, is I need to see the 7 digits in this order. 3540037. It's nice if you make the commas. If you're not feeling good about it and you just write it this way, hey, no problem. I give it to you. You're in 5th grade. Okay? Better way to write it, though, this way. If this is tough for you, I suggest, like I did, start in the back and just kind of look at your place value chart and just kind of push it in this way. You got a few options. I don't know how good or bad you guys are at this type of stuff here. Personally, I think this stuff is hard at 5th grade. But, okay, let's try another one here. Let's try 15. And again, we're going to write it out. One more. We're going to write out. Then we'll do a couple more, but we won't write them out. Let's see if you guys can get this one on your own. Give it a shot.
Wait, you read your whole thing?
Yep, write it out in your notes, and now what's the answer? I'll give you a moment here to work on it. 220,005,008. How would I write that number out? $220,005,008. Okay. Anybody want to, optional, if you don't want to answer, I can take it. If you want to tell me something, anybody want to tell me how many digits are in this number? Grand total? Nobody? You can just look at your number and count them out. How many numbers are there? 8? Girls? You think Dominic's telling the truth, or is he pulling our chain around here? Charlotte's on board with you. So I'm gonna work this backwards again, and just because I think it's a little easier sometimes. So where I'm starting here is just 8. 8. 8. There's no tens, there's no hundreds in that number. It's just 8. 8 ones, right? I don't have any tens and I don't have any hundreds. That's the number 8. Yes?
Can we use an Oakstrom test or not?
No.
Okay.
So there's that. If you want, you can just cross off that family and be like, done with the ones column. Now I'm over to the thousands. And I see I got 5,000. I don't have 25,000. I don't have 125,000. I just have 5,000. 5,000. I don't have any 10,000s. I don't have any 100,000s of that number. And now, here I am at the end. The millions, 220. How do I write 220 out? 220. So how many digits does this number have?
9.
9 digits. That is correct. 9 digits. So you 8 people. What happened here? Did you miss a 0 in there somewhere? Probably.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's okay. Again, no judgment here at all. So it's
Because I don't really care about the zero.
right. But again, it's very specific. If you're missing a 0 or anything, you've written a totally different number out here. I mean, if I don't know, forget this 0. Well, now I have 22 million. 5,008, that's not what I want. I wanted 220 million. So the zeros are critical, that they're where they need to be in the right spots, otherwise it changes the value. So without writing it out, just write your answer down. You don't have to write the whole word thing. Makes sense? Just look in your book. Try number 16. Again, just write the answer out. Look in your book. You don't have to write all this out unless you really want to.
I'll just write the answer.
And, yep, and number 17. Give me the numbers. 3,606,077,403. And 17. 79 billion. 1. I like that number. All right. 16. Anybody want to venture a guess of the digit stream? Not today? You guys are still shy. I get you. I'm going to go a different way here. So I'm going to start at the front. And again, I'm just kind of showing a few different ways you can go about it. You know. So this time I'm going to start at the front. 3 billion. 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 So what am I thinking when I hear that? Well, I'm thinking there's got to be some ones. I'm thinking there's got to be some thousands. And I'm also thinking there's got to be some millions before I get to the billions. So whatever's over here, there's my billions, because there's my ones, there's my thousands, there's my millions. It's going to be at least a 10-digit number, somewhere between 10 and 12 digits, depending how many in the billions I got. And how many billions do I got? 3. So I'll just write the 3 there. I won't write the 3 lines. I don't have anything in the 10 billions or the 100 billions. But I did it this way because I know at the minimum, if we're talking billions, we're talking 10 to 12 digit number here, right? Hello, Mr. Merck. Hello.
Hello.
We're dealing with a painfully painful. Everybody loves doing place value to the billions and writing things out in
I know.
word form, baby. Yeah,
I
word
know when I
form.
wake up in the morning, I open my eyes and say, man, I wish I could do place values today.
If only
And
I
then
could
that
write
wish
things
just
out in
never-
word form.
Wish just never comes true, but it used to when I was in middle school math class.
See, there you go. Testimonial.
So there you do go. This is one extra student workbook, which also,
Is that the E? That must be the E.
this is an E.
Yeah, that's the
And
E.
my hypothesis suggests that they're coming from, my hypothesis.
Back to it. So, just kind of going through a different way I see it, but now that I got the billions, now I can just kind of go down the line. And I can do this either way. 606. How do I write the number 606? 606, right? What about the thousands? 77,000. Well, there's no hundreds there. It's just the number 77. 403. 400, no tens, 3. So there was what 16 would look like. 10-digit number, must have 10, not 11, not 9. Commas are awesome, easy on your teacher. 3 billion, 606 million, 77,403. 17, 900, or I'm sorry, 79 billion 1. You gonna try it? All right, rattle off.
79, comma, 000, comma, 001.
You guys like it? 79 billion 1.
That's 79 million.
Bing. She got it. I was waiting. I saw her putting it. That's 79 million 1.
Oh, I made one tiny mistake.
Ones, thousands, millions, right? So,
Okay.
what's the correction? What do I need to do to fix this?
Erase
I need
the
to-
one, add a 0 right there.
How many more zeros do I need?
Well, if you cross out the one, then you need 3 more.
I need 3 more zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. There's 79 billion. Ones, thousands, millions, billions. Right? That's 79 million. Good enough for this for now? Awesome. Okay. All right. Now, probably the most unfun part of the whole lesson, if you can believe it. There they are in standard form. Our turn to start writing them like this now.
No.
Word form,
We
so.
have to.
Right. We do this not often, so it's more of a staple of 5th and 6th grade, but it just is. So 24, and you can start writing it out yourself. Use 13 through 20 as examples, as how this is going to look. Once again, putting those commas between the place families is helpful. It's appreciated. It makes it easier to read, easier to understand, and probably easier for you too. So when I'm starting with 24, I'm going to give you a moment. See if you can write that out with words on your own. There it is, right there. To do that, the first thing you should do is look at the number and try and say it to yourself in your head. What number did I even write down? Can you say it to yourself in your head what number this is? Once you can do that, then the pencil should start moving. But the first thing you need to do is decode what number is this? What number did I write? And once you know it, then just write out what your brain has told you. And again, you can do this a couple ways. So, first thing and most important, what are my first two words I'm gonna write besides Dominic? I've heard from you a lot. One of you three. What are my first two words I should write?
1 billion.
1 billion, and then hopefully a comma. So that's exactly right. And again, I ask you your first words because if you're starting at 1 million or something, then it's all over with before you even begin here. Because once you're in the billions, thousands, ones. Now you know how many millions, that's going to be your next step. How many thousands, that's your next step. And then finally, bring it on home. You want to say it?
Yeah.
All right. What is it?
1,042,003,051.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. In a sense, there's 4 little pieces of the puzzle here. Each piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, piece 4. Just deal with them one thing at a time here. Break the number down into components. Okay, I know it's a big number. Let's just start here at the beginning. This 1, it's way out there. How far is it? Is that a million or a billion? I can't remember. I better check. 100. Oh, there's my millions. That must be billions. So first thing I'd write with words, 1 billion. And then I put a comma. So now I know I'm in the millions column. It's just a matter of reading that number as is. That's the number 42, right? 42? 42 what? Millions. Okay, cool. So now I'm in the next place value. I know I'm in the thousands. If I cover anything up, that just looks like the number 3 to me. That's all I'm seeing. So 3 what? What place value am I in? Oh, I'm in the thousands column right now. Okay, so 3,000. And then finally, here we are at the end. Well, that's just the number 51. So, and of course, I'm in the ones column. 51. It's getting a little easier for some of you?
Yeah.
A little bit? Okay, good. I like that.
I think it's harder for me putting the words into the numbers.
I firmly believe this is a fairly challenging lesson, so they will get, and I assure you, again, the first couple chapters, we're dealing with some big stuff. You can see what's going on here, but once we get up to chapter 4, and then the rest of the way here, you aren't going to be dealing with these crazy weird numbers really anymore this year. So, you know, if this is tough, this is not math forever here, I promise you. It's just our first quarter, though, we'll have a lot of this. Yo.
What time does choir start?
1:30. Let's do one more. And see how this one works for you here. There it is, number 25. One more time in word form. The book talks about this short word name stuff here. I don't really get into that too much. Just continue what we're doing here. It's not relevant to separate short word names from word names. It's just keep doing what we've been doing. Okay? Your homework. Are you guys using planners? So usually I try and write it before a couple weeks. You'll already know the homework. Usually it's the whole page. Sometimes I modify it to, you know, if we don't cover things. But so your homework, if you want to write it out or whatever, page 1, of course, in your workbook, and you are doing problems 1 through 17. So if you're a notebook planner type of person, this is what it looks like right here, our homework. We'll just briefly walk through it, but we have page 1, place value to billions. And then we're going to come back to this in just a second here. But look at the homework here. What are we doing 1 through 6? Write the place value, the underlying digit, then write its value. This would be the exact same thing that we did back over here. Remember that? I emphasized the 2 things that we got to do. 1, give me the place value. You should use words and thousands or whatever, 100 millions. and then write its value. So you got 2 lines looking for 2 things for you there. The second part here, 7 through 14, looks like a whole bunch of stuff in word form. We got to get it in standard form. That would be the exact same thing that we did in this section right here, right? Write the number in standard form, write the number in standard form. Yeah? Okay. And what are we working on now? Well, now we're writing things out in word form. What do we need to do at the end? Write it in word form. I don't care about this, just write the word form. You got 3 numbers to write out in word form in your homework.
Cross that out and
Right.
say it's not.
So that's the homework. Anyway, I can help you in study hall. I'll see you. We got to finish our last problem here. But
Can we do our math homework and study?
yes, yeah, we'll do some work in study hall. So, okay, so let's finish this off. Last problem, and we'll stop the video. So, anybody besides Dominic want to take a stab? Can you tell me what number this is here? I feel good about you at the moment here.
Fair.
I may have to circle back to you. Charlotte, what do you got for me?
4,725,000.
Close. 4 million.
Okay, can I just do it?
Kana, 4 million? This is your specialty. For what, Kana?
It's 4 billion.
4 billion. And Emma, that 725 is what? 725 million. So I used my comma. There's my 4 billion, right? Now I know I'm in the millions. Got 725 of them, so I got to write 725. 725 what? Million. Now what?
Just went to 0.
Right. All we have left is zeros. I don't need to say those zeros. I mean, this is the number. It's 4,725,000,000. Period. Done. There's no thousands. There's no hundred. I don't say 4,725,000,000, 0,000. Right? Because then you would be like, what? What number was that again? I just told you. It's 4,725,000,000, 0,000. What's the problem here? Right? No, you just say 4,725,000,000. That's all you need to say. If there was something else, well, then we'd say it, but there's not.
If I told my sister to do something like 1,025, she'd be like 1,025.
Yeah, I know. Just wait till we get to do this with decimals in a couple days. It'll be
Yay.
awesome here. So, there we go. Any questions for me about this? I think, yeah.
Is this at all possible fractions?
Fractions are coming up later. We'll spend a big chunk of our year working with fractions.
Yeah, well,
chunk.
told me there's like 5 chapters for fractions.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop the video. Hopefully you're still with us, Thatcher. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.